Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Hey there, Rebel Boy. Come on, where's Diesel at? It's already started this morning. The dogs have already taken off on me, running amok. Oh, there they are. Good puppies. Hey, is it Wednesday? I can't keep track of time. Hey, good Wednesday morning there. Thanks for tuning in to the Ice Age TV. And wow, what a beautiful day. This is the first day I've walked out of my camper in ages with just a shirt and an undershirt on and no buff and a hat that's for the summer. It's gonna be the 60s today. I mean, spring is here. No doubt in my mind, spring is here. March, we'll get some cold weather, but overall, yeah, the spring adventures. I'm sure all the Home Depots, the Lowe's, all the nurseries coming into the first week of March will be busy with people gathering up, getting things ready for the spring plantings and getting everything cleaned up for the spring feeling. Thank goodness, right? All right, let's get in the house out showing you the code to get in, even though, hey, come on, don't do that. Anybody wants to get somebody's house, you can get in their house, right? I mean, why don't you get in their house? Well, you got a bunch of wild dogs and a wife with a 357 Magnum that knows how to shoot better than the instructor at the training sessions. All right, pups, I gotta take a time out here for a second. All right, pups, are you ready? Are you ready to get out the door and have a fun day on this Wednesday? Come on, pups, get on out. 246. 246. Do we have them all? We do. Or do we? We do. Okay, all right, everybody. Let's get over to the barn. You guys can have your munchkins. Munchkins. You can have your moolah. You can have your fuda. Wow, what a beautiful day. I mean, wow. I'm just taken back. You go a week ago or 2 weeks ago, so there was freezing ass. Now it's just balmy and beautiful. Yeah, the cutting the grass is right around the corner. The plantings, the cleanup. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the property kind of cleaned up. I spent so many years chasing the car deals, which those days are done. The car day deals are done. And so now it's more about focusing on taking care of my property, which that's the right thing to do in the transition, right? So you get over here. Let's get the dog. Come on, Pops. Let's go. Come on. Come on, puppies. Hungry? Are you hungry? Come on, Ginger. Hungry? Looky here. Treaties. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Pops. Let's go. Get you in here in the barn shop. Whoops. Somebody's hit the door. And get the big dogs in as I've got my Dukes of Hazzard paraphernalia. Have you noticed? Hey, no. Don't do that. Come on. Come on, pups. Come on, Will. Come on, Tang. Come on. Whoever else. Where is Ginger and Scout? Ginger, Scout, as usual. They're late to the game. Ginger and Scout, I put out on YouTube yesterday about that diffuser rear window thing, and most people said I wouldn't do it. The kid thinks it looks cool. Come here, Ginger, Scout. All right, pups, you guys are hungry, right? So here you are. Good girl. Okay, both of you got right by me. So funny. You see him get by me. Blind, right? Come on. As you get older in life, you become more blind. Yeah, vision is a big problem as you get older in life. Your body decays in so many ways. All right, here you go. These guys here. Come on, here. Come on. As we go through another thing of food this week. Oh my gosh. All right, so there's a full bowl already. That's a good thing. So put that down there for you. And then we get the other bowls here in the Kiefer Memorial. Poor boy. I tell you, it's heartbreaking when I think about what I went through. But now, come here. Come here, Prince. Prince, come here. About those hardship times last November. Just incredible. Just incredible what that was and how I lost him. But, the other thing is, for that, it's incredible what came to be of all the other dogs now being in our life. So Kiefer truly opened the door from the true sorrow and unhappiness to us now having all these dogs. If I hadn't lost Kiefer, I never would have gone out and bought more dogs. I was more on the page. You can even ask my wife that I was on the page. I'm done. I'm done with the dogs because you're so constrained to being in your property and taking care of dogs. So in so many ways, I'm a fool. in so many ways, I'm a fool because I told my wife for years when these dogs start to kind of perish, it's time to move on. And, and eventually you got to move on. Once you hit your 60s, you start to realize what the health you have and the wealth you have. It all starts to change. You have to take a whole different story of your life. You have to change it. And that's what people do. They retire. They move on. I mean, that goes on. There's even people in their 50s that do that. But for me, I told the wife for years, why do we want to fund more dogs when it's a huge responsibility and it totally takes away your freedom? No, don't do that, Prince. Prince, you're going to knock over my bike, you dummy. So for me, how foolish could I be? Well, I am. Here I got to start the morning off with Andrew. Andrew's a subscriber of mine, and he really is wanting to have a conversation. So I think it's only right for him to have the right to view his ideas and thoughts. And I'm going to share that with you, and I'm going to share Andrew's story. And here's the thing. For Andrew, watch my channel. This is not by any means to attack you. It's not. Andrew, come to my house. We can sit down and have a beer together. We can drink. We can talk. Because I'm not a person that lives off of hate. Never have. I've been very, very successful in my life because of me being compassionate to others. And people feel that when they meet me in person. Many people compliment me on how nice I am and how true I am of who I am. And that's why I think my channel has been successful on that aspect of people can relate to me on who I am. So for Andrew, this isn't really to argue with you, but I think it's important that as a social media person, you can, let's just share what's going on. Andrew, the reason I'm doing this is I don't get a lot of comments on my channel. It's very small, it really is. My channel just doesn't get a lot of attention. It's very small. It's basically a pin in the Sahara Desert. I'm just not known. And so it just intrigues me when certain subscribers start to take a different angle on my channel. And in some ways, it becomes combative. It really does. But in other ways, I understand. They're wanting to voice their views and ideas. And that's okay. And there's a line there where for me, once it becomes the tit for tat on a regular basis, that's when I'm like, well, it just doesn't work anymore. There isn't anything. If anybody has a combative neighbor, combative friend, combative worker, at some point you're just like, I just really don't want to interact with you because it's just combative. Now, at this point, I wouldn't say Andrew's totally combative, but what he's doing, he's calling my channel out. So let's just read what's going on here. Andrew doesn't like the fact that I delete other people's comments. So Andrew here says, probably busy day deleting all his comments that hurt people's feelings. Imagine if X deleted every comment that hurt someone's feelings. Well, for the record, they do. The X and social media do actually. They do. They take out comments. I mean, I've had it happen. All right. So I replied back to Andrew that I said, Andrew likes to manage my channel. Andrew sure seems nice, but posts not so much. Andrew likes my channel to monitor other posts. Andrew has a YouTube channel, but no subscribers. So I'm sure that deep down, that irritated him. And I get that. So this is all last night. So now, another one, somebody said, my Dermot guy, he said, Andrew's a keyboard nerd. So we laughed at that. All right, so now, this is Andrew. I should start a channel and buy a ton of cars and trucks, and when my channel doesn't take off, blame everyone but myself. Then when the repo man comes out to take my, my cars and can justify my wife and everyone that follows me that it happens to everyone, not just Gary. Don't spell my name correctly. Funny for a guy that knows how our country should be ran. Can't even run his own household. Wow. I mean, who goes on vacation with his wife and lives in a camper and claims to not have marital problems? Wow. So, I mean, to me, it's like, wow, this guy's getting deep and heavy. I mean, he's mad at me. He really is. I wonder why Andrew doesn't like me. Probably because he's a liberal-minded person is he's probably more democratic viewed. Good to hear a voice and thought you would leave. Sure, you have the answers and to know all the detail of my life, but yet you come here to listen and watch. I've always been a risk taker and have been up and down in my life. My channel shares my life's adventures and If I was incredibly rich and bragged how I'm better than everyone else, your comments would be in some ways the same. Meaning you'd be calling me out, obnoxious and selfish. You don't know my marital life, nor my true finances. You just make assumptions. Come to my house. We can talk face to face and share your life's adventures, and I'd love to hear them. In fact, I'd love to see your life and success stories that help others as well. Note here, no hate here. I like to share the good and the bad, which most won't. Share your future stories as well. Share your failure stories as well. We all have them. God bless. So, once again, this is a conversation here. It goes on my channel, but this isn't the first time. And, I really haven't really taken the time before to address the select few that really do become more, in my views, more critiquing of my channel, who I am, what I do, and they just don't seem to be happy. And so people know they're on my channel. There's a few people that are no longer on my channel because it just became too controversial. It became too combative because obviously their view of life is totally opposite my views, and they didn't like my life, but they wanted just to tarnish and harp on my life. And I'm just like, what is coming from this? Nothing. So it's interesting to hear Andrew's perspective of who I am, which in his views, I'm a failure. And you know what? I have failed in my life many times. And what's very interesting, if you look at the history of our country and the history of leaders and the history of very successful people, every one of them failed. And that's a difference because the failures are failures. And, they say, you never give up. You never give up. You never give up. And that's the thing that's been my key success to my life is I have never, ever given up. I've never given up. I've always had a glimmer of hope. Something bigger and better will come to me if I know how to handle a situation properly. That's the challenge, is knowing how to handle a situation properly. So for me, I voiced this so much last fall is I was going through a change of lifestyle to really face the music that for the future of me and my well-being, I'm going to have to get rid of all these cars. The day of the reckoning for me is going to have to be, I'm going to have to just get rid of all these cars because it makes no sense to continue to pay huge debts while I can just get rid of them and pay the discrepancies on these cars and just clean the books. It'll take a good year or so. It may take a few years, but I'll just clean the books and I'll just be back and start fresh. And that's really my goal. And really it's more about as I progress to get older in life, I'm going to have to face the tune that living this type of lifestyle doesn't last forever. And yes, but I think to say that I blame others and that everybody's like me, I guess from Andrew's perspective, I do that. I didn't know I did that. I didn't know that I told people on my YouTube channel that everybody's going broke. I told you stories of all the YouTubers that have channels that are huge, that their whole monologue is everybody's going broke. Yeah, the guys that walk around and show the car dealership videos and present to everybody that the car dealership industry is in a shambles, it's going broke, it's going bankrupt, repossessions are through the roof. All these guys, Dan the man out of California, he walked around day in, day out. Hey, this is Dan. Hey, I got a good one for you today. And he talked about the constant of how the country is going to go broke, everything, banks are going to have no money, running out of fuel, running out of food, people are losing their jobs, the housing market is a disaster. This guy taught us every day of his life. And this guy had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, thousands of views. And so all he did was belittled others and harped on others' failures in life. And those channels are extremely successful. So it's like my channel is so wrong because I'm telling the way it is, but I guess I should tell you the way that maybe it isn't. So I should start lying to you on my channel and present things differently to intrigue you to watch my channel by just telling you false information. And somebody say, well, you do that already. Okay, well, I do. I'm reading content through the internet, through social media, through the Wall Street Journal, through Bloomberg, Reuters. I go through lots of different areas through the internet to try to gather information, to bring information to you. And then I try to resonate that back to you through my channel. And so once again, for Andrew, his position is that I have failed, but I think, wow, I have failed. When my birthday is past Monday, I had the most happy birthdays from all my social media contacts ever in my lifetime. I mean, I've always said that so many times that my channel, the irony of my channel is I have met so many people through my channel, stateside and throughout the world, that like my channel and like who I am and reach out and comment on my channel. And that's an incredible success. That it's in my own heart, I feel like, wow, there's so many people out there that do care about me, care about my family. And I just think that's incredible success. Now, sure, on the money side, it sucks. But if it was all about the money, then I'd have been gone a long time ago. Because if you're a YouTuber, you're not going to make any money. The reality is, if you're a YouTuber, you think you're start your own social media channel, you're not going to make it. It's a very, very small percentage of YouTubers that actually make money in the YouTube world. Majority of them, I guarantee you, 90% plus of the YouTube community does not make any money. And if anything, in fact check that, let me know. There's, okay, so you got a $100 check, you got a $200 check, whip-de-doodle. I know tons of people that have YouTube channels. They get a few $100 here, $100 there. I know all that. But you see the Cletus McFarlane, the Mr. Beast, you see these other highline YouTubers that make millions off of social media, you're not going to hit that pinnacle. Did I ever think I would reach that level? No, never. My goal always was to create a retirement through social media where I'd be making like $3 to $5 grand a month on doing this as I moved on from living here and moved on from my lifestyle that I have. So my goal was always to make $3 to $5 grand. If I could make 10 grand a month, that would have been awesome. But I always thought I could probably capture about $3 to $5 grand a month through my social media content and all the adventures and all the reviews and all the things I've done. To no avail. It doesn't work that way. And everybody tells me, well, if you do this, you do that. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Enough about Andrew. So once again, to Andrew, not me wanting to personally attack you on my channel. That's not my goal. That's not who I am. I'm just sharing with others on social media. It's interesting to see how others look at others in social media, and how do you handle that? As a social media person like me, how do you handle those that don't like your channel? And that's where Andrew is making those comments, that I just remove those comments. And for the most part, it's not often I do that. I've had other subscribers reach out to me and ask me to remove content because it's very rude content, and they're just using my channel to say rude and nasty things to others in my channel. So believe it or not, there are people that have reached out to me and asked me to remove comments from other subscribers attacking other subscribers. So there's more than one party in hand here sometimes what's going on with the gist of these conversations. But you don't know that. So once again, we're going to move on from that. Let's talk about failures. Let's talk about failures. And for me, who doesn't feel like our federal government hasn't failed you? I am very, very disappointed. And get out of there. Get out of there. What are you guys doing? Jesus Christ. Get out of there. Get out. Get out. What are you guys doing? Jeez, these guys just don't stop. Stop it. Get out. You guys are just trouble. If they can't be eating on something or getting something, they are not happy. I mean, that's the way it is, everybody. I mean, these dogs, it just doesn't end, man. Here, let me get them some more bottles. The federal government, it has failed us. The federal government has, I'd like to hear how many people are downtown protesting how the government has failed us. Because they have. Do you know what the GAO is? Do you know that yesterday the borderline, by a very narrow margin, they passed the bills for no more tax on tips, no more tax on overtime, and no more tax on Social Security. But yet the Democrat Party is screaming bloody murder that this bill is passed is going to circumvent everything else, and it's totally false. And that's what's so bad about our federal government is we have sitting powers to be that run their mouth all day long. Congressmen, senators run their mouth all day long, and they're lying to you. They're point blank lying to you. So our government has lied to us. Our government, like never ever, has lied to you and I about how they take our monies and spend them. So what's GAO? Do you even know? This is an insult. This is a total insult to your intelligence and my intelligence of our country. So, do you know what GAO is? I'm going to show you. It's disgusting. What GAO is? GAO. GAO provides Congress, the heads of executive agencies, and the public with timely, fact-based, nonpartisan information that can be used to improve government and save taxpayers billions of dollars. Our work is done at the request of a congressional committee or subcommittee or secretary required by law or committee's reports. Okay, look. So it's called the Government Accountability Office. It's 100 years in 2021 of the Government Accountability Office. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? You see this here, everybody? This government agency, they're supposed to be overseeing where all the monies are going. Where all the monies are going. Do you understand what this agency is? Have you ever heard of an audit? Have you ever heard in recent times of this GAO of talking about these audits, report and prevent fraud? I mean, are you shitting me? I mean, this stuff pisses me off. You know why this pisses me off? Because it went for Elon Musk. The GAO be doing the same shit they do for the last 100 years, obviously. They don't have much accountability, do they? Now, here's the thing, it's very dangerous. How factual is Elon Musk and Donald Trump of this fraud abuse? How factual is it? Do we know for a T that everything they're making a claim on is actually factual? Do we know that? Do you? I don't know. To the point, the Republican Party now is starting to stand up, and they're starting to say, hey, this Elon Musk guy, he's starting to kind of get old. I talked about this many, many times on my channel, that Elon Musk has a limited window, and then bye-bye, he's going to be pushed out, he's gone. Well, here for the record, now they're asking, really, what does Elon Musk have to do with this Doge agency? What is his position? He doesn't have a position. Amy Gleason is the head of Doge, not Elon Musk. Elon Musk is actually Donald Trump's financial advisor. Elon Musk is not in with Doge. Even though he presents himself like he is, he's not. Because the political parties to be, the Democrats especially, are raising hell that this guy's come in and he's created havoc like never seen in modern times, of the corruption never seen in modern times, maybe in the history of our country, of corruption, of the taxes at the taxpayers' will being given to the federal government that spends it very, very bad. And so their system, the federal government, is a total failure of what it's doing with the taxpayers' money of our country. So here's the thing. Right now, the Republicans are now starting to really raise their hand and say, you know what, Mr. Trump? Elon Musk kind of needs to go. This is factual. He needs to go. You have picked all your cabinet members now. This is now the Republicans talking to Donald Trump. You have picked your cabinet members now. Now you need to give these instructions to the agencies they're going to oversee to do what Elon Musk planted the seed in your head to have this Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. These selected individuals now need to take it upon themselves to do what Doge is doing. Really? Really? Wow. The pain is starting to get bad, everybody. The suffering and pain is starting to really show with all these constituents, these other people, the select people that have been entitled to so much money of government waste that they're starting to scream bloody murder, and now the pressure is being put on all these congressmen and senators, and it could be fake people making phone calls, it could be fake people putting pressure on to get rid of Elon Musk. Get him out. Because we don't like him, because he's doing too much damage to the government swamp that resides in D.C. Which, once again, I'm blown away that Elon Musk is on the page of forcing everybody back into office. Smartest thing you could have done, everybody stays home and just sell off the bureaucracy of these D.C. areas. But that is getting ready to happen. So apparently right now, the government, which is interesting, it's like it's a two-sided coin. Because they're saying at one point, you have to come back to office. But the other point here is they're getting ready to sell off tons of federal buildings. In D.C. alone, they're getting ready to sell off 11 buildings in D.C. D.C. has one of the worst rent lease building statistics in the country at this time because it's so heavily government employed, and people don't go there anymore, so the offices are all empty, and it's a waste of money. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of those buildings. That's the plan. But we have Los Angeles, we have Chicago, we have Martinsburg, West Virginia, we have Hagerstown, Maryland. They're talking about going throughout the country and start just liquidating and get rid of all these federal buildings to save the taxpayers' money of all the waste. But then you think to yourself, but they're wanting to force everybody back to work. So they want to force everybody back to work, but yet they're going to get rid of all these buildings for people to work. But they're then saying, but they're going to make the workforce so much smaller, they don't need these buildings. But then now the swamp in D.C. is raising murder, raising hell, that this isn't right, that all these people are being dismissed, and on the surface that people aren't even in the true agencies that know what these people are doing. They're just getting rid of them left and right. Wow. I've said it many times. I can only imagine for Elon Musk, is his well-being right on the edge? Yeah, I'd say so. And then now what they're talking about is on how Elon Musk's wealth is deteriorating because people don't like him. Stop it, Gypsy. Gypsy. This is opposite, right? Gypsy's the girl. This is our world we live in. Right, come on, get on down. So there's a whole article on Tesla's getting killed. There's a whole article now where Elon Musk, the Tesla product, is getting killed because of his political exposure on how everybody thought he was the left radical guy, and he's not. He's a right-wing radical guy. And so it's factual. Elon Musk's sales have tanked by half over in Europe. In this country, people are protesting left and right. This is just incredible. This is incredible. So a guy named Elon Musk comes in, whispers into a guy named Donald Trump's ear, it's time to do an audit of the federal government. And the federal government gets exposed like never ever seen. And people now are like, you're a freaking asshole. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're sharing with how this country takes people's monies and they spend it foolishly, and we hate your guts. Is it beyond believable, everybody? But I get it. Because if you're riding off the entitlement program of this government, which tons of people are, and if you're riding off the government job, which tons of people are, and you lose that, I get it. You're pissed as hell. But you have to step back in life and realize that sometimes things happen in your life to open a new door. But most people just can't think that way, and that's the way I've always taken things in my life, of being successful and having failures. I've had numerous failures in my life. I've gone broke twice so far in my life. So I go a third time? It's possible. It's always possible. I mean, to me, we live in a society more than ever that everything's so guaranteed. And for me, the amount of money I have enriched others in my life, of giving back to others, the monies that I have made through what you just see around me, and for my family, the monies that I have given to them and made them happy is just incredible. Now, do I harp on that all day long? Do I brag about that all day long? I mean, I don't. Do I brag about that? And that's the thing. And I saw this very early in my channel. This is one reason I never really wanted social media, is because people's view of me, I've always have had tons of cars and trucks. I always have. So it's interesting that some people think that, that I'd never have like lots of cars and trucks. The only reason I started this channel, because my friend Joe bugged the hell out of me for 10 years, that witnessed me buying cars and trucks and motorcycles all the time, to make a YouTube channel out of it, because I did that all the time. Yeah, did I get a little crazy? I did get a little crazy, but it's more about eventually just face the tune that this just doesn't work anymore. Time to move on. Time to let stuff go. And sure, continue to pay the big payments to try to eventually come to the value of the car that you're going to try to sell. Yeah, good luck. Good luck on that. First, you just get rid of it, and you got a $10,000 discrepancy, just write a freaking check, it's done, goodbye. Versus you starting trying to make 10 grand down on a car payment on interest and insurance, personal property tax. That's 20 grand at the end of the day, for the record, but whatever. So for us, it's just incredible that we're living in the era and time where people think everything has to be so perfect and so right, and the government's been exposed and it's failed us like never ever seen. Yeah, the government has failed us like never seen. It is so bad. But you step back and think about where our country is today, the road infrastructure, the bridges, the school system. I mean, the Department of Education, it didn't do any good for our country. It just enriched people in the Department of Education, of the teachers, and all the, the people surrounded that were involved in that agency. Did it better the youth of our country being smarter? Didn't. Did it help the sports? It didn't. You can go through the list of all the things in our country in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years that have deteriorated in front of our eyes. The homelessness, the drug addictions, the veterans being ignored, the overbilling of the hospitals, the healthcare system. But yet it's okay that the USAID disperses monies to other countries to help them on these ridiculous projects. We don't even know. But how factual is it? I don't know. I mean, at this point in my conversation and talking to you on my channel, telling you things that I read, even I scratch my head and think, does this really make any sense? The GAO is supposed to be the oversight committee watching our government's expenditures, and now a guy named Elon Musk shows up, and they create the Doge organization, the whatever you want to call it, the agency, and it's exposed on how this GAO has done nothing for the most part. I mean, has it? I don't know. Somebody else show their stories. But hey, I can talk all day. So that's it. I'm not going to keep on talking because I can talk too much. I got to go, got to work. I have to work. Yeah, I do have to work. So, it's, that's, I think other people understand that. Got to pay my bills. Yeah, bills, right. Bills. The bills that I pay others that keep other people employed. So the thing is, and for all the cars that go bye-bye, it isn't like I just tell the people that I owe money to, like, oh, screw you. I have to pay them back. So they're still making money off of me. So it cracks me up on failures. Failures? How many people have I made rich in my life? How many salespeople wrote off of my buying cars? I have some sales guys who've had 50 to 100 car purchases just out of me. Just out of me. How much money did they make? How much money did Coons Baltimore Ford make off of the Iceman? Did they make 100 grand? 200 grand? 300 grand? How much money has Ford Motor Credit made off of all my finance charges for the last close to 7-8 years of making car payments for Ford Motor Credit? The list goes on and on and on. Yep. Poor souls out there. Poor guys. That's it. I'll shut the hell up. So everybody, thanks for watching my channel. Share the channel, and there you go. Whatever, right? Wow. Am I revved up? I'm on the new Starbucks coffee. I was at Costco yesterday to buy my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and they wanted close to $50 for the case of those like Keurig little cups. Like, screw that. So I got the on sale Starbucks coffee that I used to drink all the time. And you know what? I actually really do like this coffee. I got it for half the price because Starbucks has challenges. If you don't know about the Starbucks story, you should read into that, of the failures of Starbucks that's happening right in front of our eyes. Yes, they are failing. They are not doing well. They've had to have a lot of shakeup in the management, in stores, and they're going a whole different direction because they're failing. Wow. Failure is the word of the day, or is it? Hey, have a great day. God bless.